come and bring that latex, come on and bring that Ellimorph and bring all your makeup too. 'Cause Halloween is coming, Halloween is coming, and we know what to do. Yeah, come and bring that latex, come on and bring that Ellimorph and bring all your makeup too. 'Cause Halloween is coming, Halloween is coming, and we know what to do. Halloween is coming, Halloween is coming, paint my face in blood. Halloween is coming, Halloween is coming, paint my face in blood.
Welcome back to Max SFX and this clown mashup. This is a pretty easy look to create, takes barely an hour to prepare and about 1.5 hours to complete. We did spend some money on the costume for this look. If you want to go for a more movie accurate makeup look, check out our Pennywise makeup tutorial. Let's go! We are going for a wide smile filled with teeth, so we use Ellimorph Plastic to make them. Pour the plastic beads into hot water. When they clear, start shaping. If you are interested in this product, links will be in the description. I make a sausage like this. It's kind of like a clay, but out of plastic. So I make a sausage and then I will cut this using very sharp scissors because I want to get a really nice cut. So I cut in a diagonal direction like this. So I will get a thick base and a pointy end, and that'll look like teeth. I like to make loads, so I just cut and cut and cut, and then I will pick out the ones that I like and that are in a good size for my prosthetics. So cut, 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 and there you go. Now we usually make prosthetics using latex paste, but I wanted to try a different approach, so we went with hot glue. What I'm doing is I'm marking out the plate. What I forgot to do and that I think you should do is put some Vaseline on the plate or the surface that you're working on first, and you'll get them off easier. They did come off, but I just think they'll come off easier with some Vaseline. So I just mark out the shape of the smile and I start putting teeth into the hot glue like this. It is a very simple process. Just make sure that you keep track of where your fingers are at so you don't get burned, because hot glue is hot, just like it's called. This little piece that you see me making up here, I ended up not using because I couldn't fit it, but it was supposed to be on the inside of my mouth to cover my lips, but I didn't need it, so you don't get confused. I finished off all of the gum with some red hot glue. If you don't have that, then just color it in afterwards, but I had some and it just ended up looking pretty cool right away. I use a pair of tweezers to get the ends up, and then I just rip it off the plate. So as you can see, it's still very stretchy and bendable and will follow my face when I apply it. Next up is some painting, and I'm actually using tooth enamel and nicotine, I think this color is called, just to get this little more yellow kind of look. We don't want them to be too white because it'll just look plastic. I will also add a little bit of dark brown just to get some more depth, and also to just add some more dirt to my teeth. So I apply this from the bottom, so we have brown, yellow, and then white. Next step is the finishing step, and that's some gloss. I'm using a sealer. You can use a varnish or nail polish too. This talent shout out goes to Shane SFX Project. He has a feed that you just have to check out. It's filled with gruesome and realistic FX that just scares the hell out of me. So go check him out. It is application time, and the first thing I want to do is cover my brows because I don't want them in this look. So I'm just using a normal glue stick that you can find in any craft store. This resolves in water, so there's no harm in my brows done. What I'm using then is a spoolie, so I'm just brushing them upwards, letting it dry, and then I will set this all with some powder. So just loads of powder, make sure everything is set and none of the glue is tacky. And brush all of the excess off of your face. Now it is time to correct the color of my brows, and that's why I'm using a kind of orange, slightly darker than my skin concealer. So this is just to cover the color of my brows, and then we will add more of the pale white on top of all of this. So again, I'm setting this all with some more powder just to make sure it doesn't move. And now we go for the pale white. Now this is a very thick cover stick, so I'm just covering all of this and my forehead with a really thick layer. So a lot more than you would if you were doing just normal foundation. Now I just blend this all upwards towards my hairline, and then I will cover my nose and cheekbones too. I know my eyes look really tired in this video, but my eyes just weren't friends with the contacts that I put in. So it took a while for me to get used to them. And now we are done, and we move on to Pepsi. No, we're gonna move on to some red base, and this is just to cover the lip area where the teeth are gonna go, because it will be a lot harder to get this paint on when you have the teeth over it, and it's just gonna be a mess. So paint your lips first. And once that's done, clown. And then we move on to the teeth. I am going to apply my teeth prosthetics using Prosaid. You can use liquid latex too, but if you're using Prosaid, just make sure that it is dry. I'm using a hair dryer just to make it clear, and then that's when it gets tacky and you can apply it. But this is a bit more sticky than liquid latex, so it'll be, I don't know, I think it's easier to apply with, and it just sits better. Lower part of my mouth too. Now here I had the little piece that I wanted to put on top of my lip to cover that area, but it just didn't really fit, so I skipped it. To cover the edges, we go back to a super simple technique, which is using cotton and liquid latex. So I'm just applying a bit of liquid latex around the edges and then thin pieces of cotton on top. And then I'm going to gently kind of paint liquid latex on top of this to get a smooth surface, and it'll just be an easy way to create lips on top of all of this. So I use a brush, and as you can see, I gently paint over. If you go too hard, then you're just gonna make dents into the cotton, and it's gonna be lumpy kind of, so you have to do it in like smooth movements for this to work. So here we have a big piece, and I'm just gently painting over. Only thing you have to think about with this is that it takes a bit more time for this to dry than it would if you just had little paper, because the liquid latex gets kind of stuck inside the cotton, so you just have to wait a little bit longer. But using a hairdryer makes it dry a lot faster than just waiting for it to dry on its own. Now for the edges from the latex, I'm using a stipple sponge in some latex, and then I just stipple it on, and then I dry it, and then I stipple on some more, and then I dry it, and this just gives it kind of like a texture that just transitions well into the skin. So while all of this dries, we move on to the eyes, and I'm gonna go for a red and kind of dark black eye look. So I'm using my cream colors actually, and not eyeshadows, just to create the base. I like adding eyeshadows on top of cream because I just think it sits better. So I'm using this all over my eye area, and then upwards for where the lines are gonna go, like the It Clown. And then on top of all of this, I'm using the black eyeshadow to cover all of my lid, and then I just fade it into my crease and upwards in the same directions as the red color that I have. So just blending all of this, and then I add, as you can see, the lines upwards, and then some eyeshadow underneath my eyes. I'm just going over and over on both sides just to kind of make it look the same, and then I just blend a little bit, and I add some more, and I blend a little more. But basically all I'm working with is the red base and then some black eyeshadow on top of that. And I want this to look a little bit messy, so I'm not trying to make the best blend I've ever done. I'm just trying to make it look more horrific and kind of like dirty with this look. I hope that you understand what I'm talking about. Now I move on to a little bit of liner, so I'm just trying to get as close to my lash line as I can with this, and then same with my waterline and lower lash line. I want this to be kind of a female feel to this look, so I don't know about you, but I love lashes, and for me that kind of screams I'm a lady. So we're gonna add some very long lashes. Yes, pretty like this. Ooh, I look so cute already. And now it is time for the lower part. My mouth has dried, so I'm using the same cover stick to cover everything, including my neck. And then I just blend this all out like this, cover my ears too in case they pop out. And then we're gonna add a little bit of a red on my nose, just like Pennywise has. So I'm making this kind of wide, just to mimic his look. and then we're gonna do the lines, as you can see. So again, the same red that I used before, just now on top of all of the eyeshadow too. Here comes the lines from the mouth to the eye, because his lines goes across the forehead, over the eyes, and then it just connects with the mouth. And I have quite a big mouth, so it just kind of connects right away. But I try to make this look a little bit like lips. And I want to add a nice red wig because I don't think my blonde hair suits. So on top of all of this, we have some nice red hair. I think this wig is the prettiest wig that we have because it's just really cute. Might need a little bit more of styling. Now you can see my very pretty face. Ooh, I feel very pretty. I think I look pretty. Next up is the blood. We can't go without blood because this little clown likes eating little children, and that brings us to the Swedish lesson of the day. I like eating little children. Jag tycker om att äta små barn. Might come in handy if you want to scare somebody off in the bar. I don't know. So we finish off this look with all the blood in the world. So I'm using clotted blood, I'm using runny blood, I'm applying it with brushes and with stipple sponges. I just want the blood to go a little bit everywhere. I really hope that you like this look. This is one of my favorite type of looks where I feel cute. I don't know, cute and kind of scary at the same time. It just confuses people. There are way more videos coming before Halloween, so I can't stress this enough. I really want to hear what you want to see next because I want to base it off of your requests. So we'll see you in the next video.
Halloween is coming.